The Duke is godfather to Prince George. The couple are said to be thrilled after welcoming a baby girl, named Cosima Florence Grosvenor, in London today. Hugh Grosvenor, a billionaire aristocrat who is a long-term friend of the Duke of Sussex and Prince William, and his wife Olivia, married last year. They announced their pregnancy in March, with a spokesperson for the couple saying on Sunday, "The Duke and Duchess of Westminster are thrilled to announce the birth of their baby daughter. Both the Duchess and Cosima are doing well. The Duke and Duchess now look forward to spending this special time together as a family." The Duke is godfather to Prince George, and also reportedly to Prince Archie. During the couple's wedding at Chester Cathedral in June 2024, William acted as usher. Harry wasn't in attendance amid his long-running rift with his brother. Hugh had previously been considered one of the country's most eligible bachelors. He became an instant billionaire when he inherited his title and the historic Grosvenor estate, aged 25 following the death of his father from a heart attack in 2016. His property company, Grosvenor Group, owns hundreds of acres of land in Mayfair and Belgravia, as well as major city developments like Liverpool's One Shopping Centre. In 2020, Hugh donated £12.5 million to the COVID-19 relief effort across NHS charities together, as well as across medical research and development. The sun rose gently over the sprawling acres of Eaton Hall, the stately home nestled in the heart of Cheshire that has belonged to the Grosvenor family for generations. The ivy-draped facade, whispering winds through its ancient oaks, and the shimmering lake all seemed to pause for a moment, as if aware that something extraordinary had just taken place. A new chapter had begun for one of Britain's most distinguished aristocratic families. Inside the grand Georgian bedroom on the second floor, the Duke of Westminster, Hugh Grosvenor, known simply as Hughie to his close friends, including Prince William and Prince Harry, sat on the edge of an antique chaise lounge, his usually unflappable expression replaced with the rarest of smiles. His wife, Olivia, lay resting in the massive four-poster bed, her hair tousled but glowing with maternal serenity. In her arms, wrapped in a pale blue cashmere blanket monogrammed with a delicate E, was the newest member of the Grosvenor dynasty, baby Edward George Philip Grosvenor. It was only fitting that the baby's name, Edward George Philip, was laced with layers of historical tribute. Edward was a nod to the second Duke of Westminster, a revered ancestor known for his philanthropy and quiet strength. George, of course, was in honor of both the late King George VI and His Majesty King Charles III. And Philip was a heartfelt homage to Prince Philip, whose legacy of duty, humor, and resilience had touched every corner of the royal family and indeed, the Grosvenors, who shared many memories with the Duke of Edinburgh. The baby's arrival marked more than just another noble birth. It was a gentle reminder that life continued, legacies lived on, and a new generation would now inherit not only titles but values, service, humility, and strength. For those closest to Hugh and Olivia, the news of the baby's birth was met with elation. A cascade of well-wishes arrived at Eaton Hall, from handwritten notes to beautifully arranged bouquets. But perhaps the most touching came from Prince William and Prince Harry, whose bond with Hugh stretched back to Eton days. Hugh had been a quiet pillar for both brothers during some of the most tumultuous periods of their lives, his support after Diana's passing, his discreet counsel during royal transitions, and his unwavering presence at weddings and funerals alike. Olivia, a beloved former researcher for the National Portrait Gallery, had charmed both princes at her wedding to Hugh in June 2023 at Chester Cathedral. That day had shimmered with timeless British elegance, the newlyweds' love a beacon in an often complicated world. Now, with baby Edward's birth, that circle had come full, friendship had folded into family. Though less known in the public sphere than her husband, Olivia Grosvenor, née Henson, had long been admired in elite circles for her intelligence, grace, and gentle charm. A Cambridge graduate with a degree in art history, she had once described herself as a student of quiet beauty. That sentiment had followed her into motherhood. Choosing to forego London's flashier birthing suites, Olivia had opted for the comfort and tradition of Eaton Hall. Supported by a private midwifery team and Hugh's tender watchfulness, the Duchess gave birth on a misty July morning, just as the dawn broke across the Dee Valley. She was astonishing, Hugh told their inner circle afterward. Calm, strong, and radiant. I've never admired her more. Indeed, Olivia had already taken to motherhood with the same poise she'd shown at the helm of the Grosvenor family's charitable endeavors. Her commitment to early childhood development, women's education, and heritage preservation would now be underscored by a maternal perspective. Within hours of the announcement, Buckingham Palace released a short but warm congratulatory note on behalf of King Charles III and Queen Camilla. Their Majesties are delighted to hear of the safe arrival of the Duke and Duchess of Westminster's son and send their heartfelt best wishes to the new parents. Prince William was among the first to call, followed by a surprise video message from Prince Harry and Meghan, who beamed from their Montecito garden, their children Archie and Lilibet sending kisses to their new little cousin. It was a rare moment of uniting sentiment across a sometimes divided royal landscape. "A baby brings light," the king was said to have told Hugh in a private call. "And the nation could use a little more of that." Across Britain, the baby's arrival captured hearts. Newspapers heralded the event with reverent headlines. Fashion brands scrambled to identify the baby's blanket, while British nannies whispered comparisons to baby George. Olivia's maternity wardrobe even sparked an uptick in sales for classic English brands like Boden and Seraphine. In Westminster, Prime Minister Catherine Hollingsworth tweeted, "Congratulations to the Duke and Duchess of Westminster on the birth of their beautiful son. A moment of pride for the nation." Though still in its planning stages, sources close to the family hinted that baby Edward's christening would take place at Eaton Hall's private chapel, a jewel of 19th-century Gothic revival. The guest list, naturally, would be intimate but glittering, the Prince and Princess of Wales as godparents, alongside a handful of close friends from university days and family confidants. The gown would be a replica of the royal christening robe, and there was talk of using holy water flown in from the River Jordan, as is tradition for royal-linked baptisms. "Olivia wants it to feel sacred, not showy," a family friend explained. "She's mindful of the moment, but she's also keenly aware of the spiritual gravity." Despite the opulence of Eaton Hall, both Hugh and Olivia were intent on raising Edward with grounded values. "We want him to understand the meaning of legacy not just in terms of land and title, but service and heart," Hugh reportedly said during a private dinner with family trustees. Already, they'd made adjustments. The nursery was designed with sustainable materials, complete with a reading nook curated by Olivia herself. First editions of Winnie the Pooh, Peter Rabbit, and The Wind in the Willows lined the shelves, waiting for bedtime stories. A small cradle carved by Hugh's grandfather stood near the window, a relic passed down through generations. They'd also decided to take a break from public appearances for the rest of the summer, focusing on nesting in as a family of 3. Walks in the garden, long hours in the rocking chair, and quiet bonding were their only agenda. As the baby's cooing echoed softly down the grand corridors of Eton, the deeper implications of his birth began to settle in. Baby Edward was now heir to one of the most significant titles in Britain. With an estimated family fortune of over £10 billion and vast estates spanning Cheshire, Oxfordshire, and even prime property in London's Mayfair and Belgravia, the Duke of Westminster is among the wealthiest men in Europe. But wealth was never what defined Hugh, nor what he hoped would define Edward. "My father taught me the importance of stewardship, not status," he once said. "That's the lesson I hope to pass on." Indeed, baby Edward's arrival wasn't just about lineage. It was about continuity of vision, one shaped by kindness, duty, and a quiet kind of nobility. As evening fell on the day of Edward's birth, Olivia stood by the window, her son cradled close to her heart. Outside, the lake shimmered under a lavender sky. Hugh joined her, wrapping an arm around them both.